you are, who you are, who you are. The song is who you are. Hi, this is the Fresh Toones Music Show. If you've listened to the show before, you might have noticed that I switched up the opening theme song with a few lines from a song of mine called Who You Are. It just felt more inviting. It felt more like sitting down with a guitar and doing the intro. So I'll probably be sticking with that for a while. I just felt like it was time to change the opening. For today's show, I'm going to be playing some music by a woman named Jane Held. And she was a good friend back in the 70s. And it was kind of a conglomeration of folks, about 8 or 9 of us. They were musicians and songwriters that regularly got together, and I got very close to knowing Jane. And before she moved out to L.A. to make it big, we were very close friends, and we wrote songs about each other and about our friends, and I'm going to play some of them today. If you knew Jane Held back in the 70s, I suspect there's very few people in Rochester that probably still remember or knew Jane. As musicians and songwriters, we weren't a big show in Rochester. We pretty much enjoyed just playing our music, and she's a fine musician and beautiful voice. So without saying too much more, I'd like to play this song called Come Walk With Me, a very special song for me.
Come walk with me, see the sky. Come walk with me now, don't be shy. There's so many things I wanna know about you, but I'll discover them when time is due. I've seen you on the shore a while. I heard you talking and I've seen you smile. I can't help but feel you growing in my heart. But let's just walk a while till it's time to part. 'Cause you know I'm not the kind to tie you down or wear rings on my fingers and parade all over town. There's so many things I wanna know about you, but I'll discover them when time is due. 'Cause I don't think you're the kind to be a fooling around, wearing a ring on your finger and parading all over town. I want you come on and walk with me and feel the sound. We can walk along as one. I wanna hold you close when the sun goes down and the stars can blanket us and no one else will be around. Come walk with me, come walk with me, come walk with me. Come on and walk with me.
And that was Jane Held on piano and singing the song called Come Walk With Me. I guess my favorite times with Jane were singing harmony and her playing piano and a number of folks playing guitar or other keyboards or tambourines, whatever instrument they could join in on. And we would have households of singing friends, and sometimes we might have drank too much or smoked a little bit more than we needed to smoke. But in general, we just had a great time singing and playing together. I must mention that Jane passed away a few years ago. I think it was a struggle with cancer. I wasn't that close to her at the time. Just maybe a year before she passed, I had connected on Facebook, but she had her own life and I had mine, and didn't communicate too much. Not too long ago, I found a music site where Jane had posted a lot of her music, and as I've been doing the last Friday of each month, I've been pulling out some songs of old recordings that I have or people's old albums that they made in the 70s, folks that performed in Rochester, some of them I knew, and some of them I hardly know personally, but I've always enjoyed their music. So I want to play this song for you called I'm on Your Side.
I'm on your side all along. Tell yourself to me I'm listening. Don't keep it inside, I'm listening. You don't have to worry about me taking you wrong. I'm on your side. I'm on your side, I'm on your side, all along. Tell yourself to me, give yourself some good company. I'm listening. Anytime you're quiet, well, I know something's wrong. I'm on your side, I'm on your side, don't you know I'm on your side, all along. Well, I like your independence, I like your style. You can get most anything with just your sweet smile. When you find yourself getting on, hung up in the blues, you can hang yourself right on me. You got nothing to lose if you tell yourself to me, let your head down, let it free. I'm listening, even if I don't believe every word is true. I'll be here, I'll be listening, I'll be here, I'll be listening, I'll be here, I'll be listening just for you. Now I ain't got no answer, got no better way, ain't got no explanations, I ain't preaching today. If you think that you're the only one who gets the blues,
And that was I'm on Your Side by Jane Held. I fear that I might be talking too much on today's show, but I figured some of the backstory of how I know Jane and that little community of musicians and songwriters that got together in the 70s might be of interest. But Jane's got so many good songs, I'm going to keep rolling here with this next song called How Can You Tell Me That You're Leaving?
1 and 2. How can you tell me you're leaving? How can you tell me goodbye? Tell me, how can you tell me you're leaving me when you can't look me right in the eyes? You know I wanna understand you, I wanna be part of your plan, I wanna be the best a woman that I think I can. Tell me, how can you tell me you're leaving? Tell me, how can you tell me goodbye? Tell me, how can you tell me you're leaving me when you can't look me right in the eyes? You know I wanna understand you, I wanna see what you know, I wanna follow your footsteps, yeah, wherever I go. Tell me, how can you tell me you're leaving? Tell me, how can you tell me goodbye? Tell me, how can you tell me you're leaving me? Well, come on, give it another try. You know I'll be there at the doorstep, or when you come round the call. I wanna put my arms around you and hold you, that's all. Tell me, how can you tell me you're leaving? How can you tell me goodbye? Tell me, how can you tell me you're leaving when you can't see the tears in my eyes?
And that was called How Can You Tell Me You're Leaving by Jane Held. There weren't a lot of humorous songs that we wrote back in the mid-70s or thereabouts. It was a pretty serious time. I guess times haven't lightened up that much since then. But this is a lighter song of Jane's. It's called Your Honey May Do.
Your honey may do, my honey don't. That's the reason why. That's why I can't elope with you. Honey, do you, do? Oh, honey, do you, don't? You are the reason why. That's why I can't elope with you. Wah, so if you're raising your eyes to my fruit salad, you know I must be leafing soon. Cause your honey may do, but my honey don't. That's the reason why. That's why I can't elope with you. Wah, so let us go without redressing. You know you're all washed up anyhow. Cause your honey may do, but my honey don't. That's the reason why. That's why I can't elope. That's the
And that was Your Honey May Do by Jane Held. Today's show is dedicated to Jane Held and in memory of her and her songs. I have to share with you on this next song called Call Me. It was in reference to me. In the mid-'70s, us musicians didn't have a lot of money. In the home that I shared with a friend, we didn't have a telephone. If we wanted to use the phone, we had to walk a couple blocks down to the corner payphone. We didn't have a television either. I guess we entertained ourselves by playing music and sharing time with friends. But that was the life we enjoyed, so we didn't need a lot of things. This song is called Call Me.
Call me when your heart is full and you got something to give. Call me when you're all alone and you need a reason to live. I know you got your own life, man, so do I. But you lead such a long life. Won't you tell me why you don't call me when you're reaching out? You got something to share. Call me, let me know if you feel that you care. I know you got your reasons, you can't always be free. But you know I can be pleasing if you let me be. No, I don't care about the weather, I don't care about the news. I just want you to talk to me and get rid of those blues. You can call me when you're reaching out and you get so far as a phone. Call me and let me know what you like when you're alone. Off there in your own world, closing your eyes. Tell me, how long can you be telling yourself all those lies?
That song was Call Me by Jane Held. In the 70s, our attention to the environment was developing, and many of us were writing songs directed to the environment, and this was one of Jane's songs called Mother Nature.
Once again we're fighting over Mother Nature. That's right, I heard it on the news. I heard about men fighting over Mother Nature. We ought to know we're gonna lose. We ought to take for granted dear old Mother Nature. She's got a ways of seeing through. She got ways to shake ya, she got ways to keep you cool. She got ways of telling you to stop breaking all the rules. Once again we're fighting over mother countries. Who's got the highest price of oil? Who believes a dollar buys a Mother Nature? She put you right back in got the power over all of human nature. She got the power over all. She got ways to make us over, make us understand. We can't take for nothing, no, we can't take away the land. She got ways to keep you cool. She got ways of telling you to stop.
And that was called Mother Nature. Today's show is dedicated to the memory of Jane Held and all the beautiful music that she left us. It's great to get her beautiful voice out there to stir some of our souls and hopefully stimulate us to go out and sing our own songs. This next song is called Look Out Love.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You give me thunder in my heartbeat. You give me lightning in my soul. You give me thunder in my heartbeat. Every time I see you, every time I see you, every time I see you, look out love. I got a rainbow up above me, I got a blue sky coming through, I got a sunshine all around me. Every time I see you, every time I see you, every time I see you, look out love. When I see you, look out love. And when you hold me, I'm in heaven, Lord, I'm in heaven. And when you kiss me, I'm a million miles away. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, well, I wonder how it started. It was magic in the night. You give me thunder in my heartbeat. Every time I see you, every time I see you, every time I see you, look out love. When 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 I see you, look out love.
And that was called Look Out Love by Jane Held. Seems kind of a shame to wrap up today's show dedicated to Jane Held and her music. She has so many other songs. Maybe in the future I'll be able to share some more of them with you. But to end up today's show, I'd like to play this song called Still Part of My Life.
We live a different can take away the telephone lines, you can take away the long lost time, 'cause we're together again. You're still my friend, and you are still a part of my life. You are still in the heart of my life. You are still a part of me. And though we go on our separate ways, I still believe. And though we go on our separate ways, you still come here. But you can take away those fool tomorrows. I don't have the time to borrow anyway. You're here today, and you are still a part of my life. You are still in the heart of my life. You are still a part of me. I don't have a reason. I only know my heart is easy enough to understand. It must be the plan that you are still a part of my life. You are still in the heart of my life. You are still a part of my life. You are still in the heart of my life. Live a different kind of life, and I still love you. Still a part of my life. Live a different kind of life, and I still love you. You are still.
Well, after these many years, Jane is still part of my life as I write songs and share them with folks. Jane's still within my heart. Thank you, Jane, for all that sensitive music. And that's it for the Fresh Tunes Music Show today. Thanks again for tuning in, and hope you tune in next week. Please stay tuned now for a previously recorded Fresh Tunes show. I've got a song. You've got a song. We've all got a song to sing. Howdy, this is the Fresh Tunes Show. My name is Dave Paltz. Got a pretty special show today. I'm going to share some of the songs from my friend of mine, Jane Held. I've done shows in the past of her music because it's so beautiful, and having the chance on Rochester Free Radio to share some of her music is great. Jane was really quite a pianist, and she wrote some really nice pieces, kind of jazzy. Sometimes she pushed it a little bit to twist it. In this first original composition of Jane Held, she demonstrates some of her jazz capabilities on the piano. I've always enjoyed Jane's floating piano, taking us off the ground with her. Unfortunately, Jane died a few years ago, but in some ways it reconnected me with her music and reminded me how important it was for the folks that I played music with back in the mid-70s. And Jane lived in Rochester, New York at the time, and we had a little group of folks, maybe 4 or 5 of us, that were musicians and friends and other folks around us that joined in singing when we'd get together and play music. So I always enjoy having these shows of Jane's music and getting her good vibes out into the universe. And hopefully with enough good vibes put out there, we can keep things evolving in the right direction. Jane was really quite a songwriter, and this next song of hers is called Ballerina.
And the music gonna carry me through, and the music gonna carry me through, and the music gonna carry me through. Oh well, I guess I'll never be a ballerina. High and easy in the air, I'm getting high and easy on the music, and it's a-taking me everywhere, and it's a-taking me everywhere, and it's a-taking me everywhere. Politician, but that's too much talking for me. You know I say what I gotta in the music, and the music gonna set me free, and the music gonna set me free, and the music gonna set me free. I know we all got dreams to live on, some of them you just can't keep. No, but if you find a dream to live on, wake up, no time to sleep. No, well, I guess I'll never be an old lady. Lots of kids running around my shoes. I'm gonna give myself to music, and the music gonna carry me through, and the music gonna carry me through, and the music gonna carry me through. I know we all got dreams to live on, some of them you gotta let go. Yeah, but if you find a dream to live on, take care now to help it grow. Yeah, well, I guess I'll never be a ballerina. High and easy in the air, I'm getting high and easy on the music, and it's a-taking me everywhere, and the music gonna set me free, and the music gonna carry me through, and the music gonna carry me through.
This is the Fresh Toones Show, and today's Fresh Tunes are songs written by Jane Held. This next song is a laid-back, jazzy tune that she wrote on the piano. Kind of reminds me of something that might have been written in the 40s. Maybe it even reminds me of the piano player in Casablanca. You know, the one, Play It Again, Sam. To me, it sounds like a very romantic piece that she wrote. So let's check that out now. Today's show is dedicated to Jane Held and her music. She was a good friend of mine in the mid-70s, and it's interesting how sometimes you lose track of folks as they move on and seek out different things in their lives. As friendships often do, we drifted apart. Ironically, we did some very similar things later in our lives after we separated. She had a coffee house of her own out there on the West Coast, and I ran a coffee house here in Rochester. It was called the Coffee House of the New Age Institute. It's a long story. The New Age Institute was an art school that was around for 3 or 4 years in the late 70s. Even though our paths led us in different directions as far as where we lived, we pursued some very similar things with our coffee house and our music. This next song is called Come Back.
Telephone rings. It's been a long, long time. You ask me how's everything, but honey, you've been on my mind, and you gotta come back and see me again. Oh, won't you come back into my life? Oh, baby, won't you come back into my life? It's okay now. Come back into my life. Oh, darling, you can come back into my life any day now. You've been gone so long, I can't stop singing that song. But any day, you're gonna walk right back where you belong. Oh, won't you come back into my life? Oh, baby, won't you come back into my life right away now? Come back into my life. Oh, darling, you can come back into my life. You say you've been blue, well, I've been lonesome too. Something bigger than the both of us is telling us what to do. It says to come back into my life. Oh, baby, won't you come back into my life right away now? Come back into my life. Oh, darling, you can come back. Oh, you can come on back. Oh, you can come back. Oh, you can come on back. Oh, you can come back. Oh, you can come back. You can come back into my life. Oh, baby, you can come back into my life right away now. Come back into my life. Oh, darling, you can come back into my life. It's okay now. You say you've been blue, well, I've been lonesome too. Something bigger than the both of us is telling us what to do. It says to come back into my life. Oh, baby, come back into my life right away now. Come back, oh, you can come on back. Oh, you can come back into my life. Oh, you can come back. Oh, you can come on back. Oh, you can come back. Oh, you can come on back. You can come back. You can come on back. You can come back into my life. You can come back. Oh, you can come back.
And there was a song by Jane Held called Come Back Into My Life. It's interesting that when you're in your 20s, mid-20s, late 20s, you've got a lot of hopes and a lot of dreams, and that really is what drives you along to either become a better musician or a songwriter or actor or whatever that thing may be, an artist. Thank goodness we get those motivations at that time. Not all of us are going to become superstars. It's kind of like the NBA for kids that like to play basketball. Not everybody's going to become a superstar, but you can certainly have a full life and contribute and really feel pretty good about your art. And even though Jane didn't make it big in LA, and I'm sure that her music kept her free and kept her happy, and when she did have kids, she had that music to share with her kids. And actually today's last song is a song sung by her daughter that Jane wrote. So that'll be a little twist at the end of today's show, a song that was done in a studio with high production values, and her daughter certainly has a beautiful voice, so I'm going to be pretty excited about sharing that song with you at the end of the show. This next song is another jazzy little tune that she wrote. So let's just sit back, relax, and float off into the ether with Jane Held and with this beautiful piece of hers. This is the Fresh Toones Show. Today's show is dedicated to Jane Held and her music. Been sharing a few of my memories of Jane. I had mentioned earlier that Jane had passed on a few years ago. So it's nice to take a moment every once in a while to remember some of the folks that you knew in the past and were close to. The next song I'm going to play that Jane wrote is called You Gotta Be Strong. It certainly seems from the music that I've sought out of Jane's on the internet that she had a chance to produce some high quality music, and I think she probably had a pretty good time. It wasn't going to be a big time in the record business, but playing her music and singing with her beautiful voice, I think was probably pretty rewarding for her. This song is called You Gotta Be Strong.
Gotta be strong today, gotta be strong to make it, gotta be strong today for staying alive, for staying alive. You gotta believe yourself, you gotta believe what you're doing, gotta believe yourself, gotta be true to yourself. Gotta be true to yourself, or else the devil come around, a fool in disguise. He gonna fill your head with crazy lies. Oh, don't you listen, oh, don't you listen. The devil come around with tracks on his feet, and then he take you down that easy street. Oh, don't go with him, oh, don't go with him. You gotta be strong today, you gotta be strong to make it, gotta be strong today for staying alive, for staying alive. You gotta believe yourself, you gotta believe what you're doing, gotta believe yourself, you gotta be true to yourself, you gotta be true to yourself, or else the devil come around with luck in his hand. He's gonna take you to that promised land. Oh, don't go with him, it's all inside of you. The devil come around, a smile on his face, and then he wipe out the human race. Oh, don't you help him, oh, don't you help him. You gotta be strong today, you gotta be strong to make it. Gotta be strong today for staying alive, 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 just for staying alive, for staying alive, for staying alive.
Well, I'm sure it took a lot of courage for Jane to pack up her Volkswagen bus with her dog and head out to L.A. and not know anybody out there really to decide that she was going to try her best to make it in the music business. And although she never made it big, she did share her vibes out there, and hopefully folks enjoyed her music. This next little short piece I'm going to share with you, there's no words to it. It's called Quietly As We Lay. And I think it was Jane playing around with some chords and some picking on the guitar in preparation for a song. I don't think there were ever words written for it, or at least I can't find any on the internet, or never heard her sing with this song, although I remember her playing it. It kind of gives you a little idea of how a songwriter might be playing a piece over and over until the words start coming out, and then usually we figure out a break. This is called Quietly As We Lay. Well, time is running short here on the Fresh Toones show dedicated to Jane Held and her music. The last song I want to play today is one of Jane's songs. This one is sung by her daughter. It's quite a studio production. Her daughter has a beautiful voice. So let me play this song called Stand Beside Me.
Love you can and never have to part. Stand beside me. If I should stumble, I should fall. Stand beside me. on a lifetime, I find someone like you. And if you see me halfway there, you know I'll see it through. Stand beside me. If I should stumble, I should fall. Stand beside me. I need your love most of all. Stand beside me. When the night becomes the dawn, stand beside me. It's your love I'm counting on. Stand beside me. There's so much in life to give. Stand beside me. For as long as we both live, stand beside me. Every step along the way, stand beside me. And everything will be okay. Stand beside me. Stand beside me. Stand beside me. Stand beside me all the way.
That's it for the Fresh Toones Show. I hope you enjoyed Jane Held's music and her singing and her jazzy piano and guitar playing. Have a great week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye now.